Welcome to Toe to Toe, a podcast for realtors where you'll witness a battle of opinions about topics affecting your real estate business. There are many ways for realtors to achieve success. The secret is to find which approach will work for you. Now, always in your corner, here are your hosts, Jen Mertland and Monica Weekly.
Welcome to another episode of Toe to Toe. I'm Jen Mertland, and I'm here with my constant opponent, Monica Weekly. Each episode, we choose a different real estate topic to battle about, and we go toe to toe, arguing our differing opinions.
We may argue, but we do agree on this. Our number one goal is to find a path that feels authentic to you, because when you can build a business based on your style, your standards, something that truly, truly fits you, then you're going to have a business that you love, a business that's thriving, you're going to have a great life. Like, all things stem from this authenticity, right, Jen?
Yes.
All right. There's more than one way to run a beautiful real estate business. And we're hoping through the Toe to Toe podcast that you'll see that because Jen has certainly had success in her business. I've had success in my business. And many times we come at it very differently.
Yes, many times.
That's right. All right. So during today's throwdown, Jen and I will be duking it out over this question. Should you specialize as a buyer agent or a listing agent, or can you do both? And of course, legally, you can do both. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about sort of more from an effectiveness standpoint. Should you have a specialty on either side? Right, Jen?
That's right.
All right.
I feel like we should have like some disclaimer at the beginning, like we're not giving legal advice.
Yes. Jeez. You know what? We probably should. No, we are not giving. We're giving ideas. No.
Yeah.
And if we ever say anything that seems wrong in your market, please consult your broker.
Correct. Do you, boo?
Do you, boo?
All right. I'm going to go first.
Go.
I say that you actually should specialize as a buying agent or a listing agent.
Oh, Lord, this is going to be good. Okay, good.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, all right. What you got?
Elaborate for you.
Please.
Here's what I know. When you specialize in something, you can become a master at it. And when you're a master at it, like say you're a master at listing agent or you're a master at being a buyer's agent, you can do it very well and very effectively. And that's better for your client. When you're trying to run around, do everything for everyone, you end up doing nothing for nobody.
Is that what you have to say about that?
That's it.
Okay, good. All right. Well, clearly I disagree. I'm not saying that it's not okay that people specialize in it or they build a team, and for the efficiency of the team, great. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying, if I'm an individual agent wanting to build a business in real estate and make a career out of this business, I am perfectly capable of serving clients on both sides of that coin. In fact, if I have a client that I'm working with to sell their house, and at the same time they're looking to buy, who better than to understand their situation, understand the dynamics of the deal, and actually help serve them at the highest level? Who better than me? Because I know what's going on. So we're not talking about engineering here or some business that like has all kinds of different levels and elements. I mean, we're talking about buying and selling houses. So I don't think mastery comes into play here with that. A mastery in
communication. It absolutely does. It's like a totally different skill set to be a buyer's agent than being a listing agent.
It's different tasks, but I don't know about skill set. The communication, the service, that's all
absolutely a different skill set. And they're totally different people. Like a listing agent, like for example,
okay,
I'm terrible with buyers.
Shocker.
Depends on the buyer, right? But like really, I'd rather not, because they generally take a little bit more, I want to use the word coddling, and I don't know if that's the right word, but like more, I don't know,
attention.
What's that?
Attention?
Yeah, sort of. Whereas like a listing is generally more of a business transaction. It's like they want to know, how long is it going to take? What am I going to get? And what are you going to do for me? Now go do it. It's totally different.
So are you saying that if I decide I'm going to be a listing agent, I should never, in theory, then handle a buy side because I really wouldn't have any time on task with that.
I think you have to know who you are. And I think that there's nuances to each of the roles that there are things that because I'm generally a listing agent and we've only just recently done buyers, but like not anyway.
That's a story for another episode.
To be more well-rounded, I guess. I don't know. Is that what you told me? That would be your point of view. But I think like being a listing agent, there's a lot of like nuance to that, just like there's got to be with being a buyer's agent. And so if you do one of them more often, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but because they're coming at it from kind of your point, like it's like, okay, if I'm a solo agent, then I should do everything. But I don't agree. I think you should specialize because the riches are going to come in the niches, as they say.
That's what they say.
And if you try to spread yourself too thin, you just can't do everything and be everything to everyone.
I just look at the two sides as, yes, you're using two separate contracts. And yes, I get that the activities are actually different. But the commonalities are, this is consulting. This is consulting at its highest level. And if I can consult on the points of pricing strategy, marketing strategy, negotiation, I can also consult on a buyer process, negotiating is in there again. Like they're just not all that different. I get that you time on task gives you mastery or specialty. But I think those two things in real estate can be done side by side as you go through.
I disagree.
Clearly.
Especially if you're like a newer agent, I think it is good to learn one of the skills, which generally for newer agents, it's the buy side. That's where most agents begin.
Okay. So then would you say that newer agents who start out buying and maybe they take advice from you and say, just be a buyer's agent, just focus on that, create some mastery there. How difficult then is that for them to get out of that rabbit hole of buyers when they haven't built any sort of skill with listing?
I think they have to. I don't think that I said that's where they mostly go to, but like I didn't start there. I started with listings.
Did you?
So I think it depends on who you are and you should start with one or the other. So like if your skill set is that you're really good at coddling people, you're a nurturer, you want to like get into people's lives and know all about them and their kids' names and what hobbies and send them specific specialized gifts and stuff like that. Sorry, that wasn't a dig.
Yeah, I know.
Then
I think you should be doing that just because you care about them, but whatever.
Then I think that you are likely more prone to be happier and more fulfilled in your business by representing buyers. If you are a netted out type person, you want to do the math of the real estate transaction. In this case would be like the net sheet. You want to talk about like the statistics. It's a very process oriented, like we do these 10 steps and this house will be sold. Then you're a grinder and you're good at talking to people you don't know and getting business, then you're probably going to start as a listing agent.
So what you were describing there to me feels more like preference than ability. And so I agree.
I think it's tied together because your preference is probably because you've been good at it in some way or other, or you've had success, which is why it's your preference, which is linked to your ability. Not like you can't learn the other one, but I prefer to do things that I'm good at versus like trying to do things painfully that I'm not good at, like taking a buyer to look at 3 houses.
Well, you also are an anomaly in our business because it's super clear that you are more geared towards the listing and that you don't have the patience for the buying process. And like, that's pretty clear with you, right? But I think most agents fall in some sort of middle space there. And
also most agents do 4 deals.
Well, this is true. And should those all be buyers?
What if we did train them as a specialty based on their success and their skill set? Could they do more?
The natural progression of an agent who wants to actually do a lot of business and have a career in real estate should be that they learn to transition into a listing agent, because obviously that's where you earn your time back. That's
right.
where you can
you
be
can
more
do
efficient.
like 3 listings for every buyer. I mean, that's good math.
That is good math. You're right. But if you take
math in real estate school, but not like acres to whatever.
Yeah. How many square feet in an acre?
It should be like 3 listings, 1 buyer. Which do you want?
Right. If we taught that, then we would have no buyer's agents. Truly. I mean, because if you do the math.
That's not true though, because not everybody is about money. And some people, so if you want 3 listings to 1 buyer, you likely have to talk to people you don't know. Are you willing to do that? Will you do that? Saying the words that work. Most people say no. They say, I'd rather take a buyer around. I like it. It fits my schedule better. Maybe they work during the day. So like at night's better. I mean, who knows? People are motivated by all kinds of things.
Well, now you're talking about scheduling. I mean, in 2018, the last full year that I like fully focused on real estate. I mean, I've sold since then, but where I was like doing over 6 figures in real estate.
Yeah.
I didn't do business with one person I didn't know, and I did both buy and sell. So those are 2 different types.
You've also been in business forever.
But isn't that the advantage of doing business? Yeah, because I'm ancient, really. But isn't that the advantage of doing both buying and selling, that you have the ability to, morph your business as you need to and still serve at a high level? Like, I don't feel like I was not serving a buyer client because I'm more of a listing agent. I'm just more of a listing agent because I like that time I win back,
Shoot, I liked traveling around the world, being able to sell real estate. You can only do that as a listing agent.
This is true. And this is why we should probably just all listen to you. I can see that's actually a good point. There's a ding ding for Jen. You just knocked me on the mat there.
Boom. Peace.
Oh boy.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I guess we have to agree to disagree on this one.
I think so. I feel like we're in a loop on this.
I agree.
All right. Let's go back to our corners. I'm definitely going to need a vodka tonic. And we'll take a short break, hear a word from our sponsor, and when we return, we'll have the final punches.
Do you have an entrepreneur mindset? Do you believe in the power of building wealth versus just selling houses? There's a new kind of business model for realtors, and you owe it to yourself to see why top agents and teams are aligning their future with the fastest growing real estate company in the world. eXp Realty, tomorrow's brokerage today. For more information or a private discussion, go to the Toe to Toe Podcast Facebook page and send a private message telling us you'd like to learn more about eXp Realty.
All right, welcome back. Now, before we ring the bell for the final round, Jen, did you take this to the streets, and are we going to do a separate episode on that?
I did take it to the streets, and mostly you won on the streets.
Shocker.
I know. So we did make another episode, like a bonus round for people that'll air after this. So definitely come back and hear why people think you can do both and why there is an agent that does agree with me that you should specialize.
Oh, there was one?
One.
Oh, well, brilliant.
Good one. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I hope you guys do tune into the extra rounds, because we love hearing from agents and doing little deep dives with them. And I think that's another way we all learn is from other agents.
Absolutely. Sharing ideas for sure.
Okay.
All right. Let's get back inside the ring and close out with our final round. Monica, please, you take 1 minute to close your argument.
I believe that we do not need to specialize, that we can be full service agents, meaning buy side and list side. We can serve our clients at a higher level if we're skilled at both. The only way we get skilled at both is by doing both. And if I am going to pigeonhole myself in one or the other, I will either have a hard time transitioning at some point, or I will not be prepared to serve a client that I want to serve because I haven't focused on that other side. And then you're right, then I don't know what I'm doing. And that's a problem. And this business is just not all that complicated to where we can't master both at the same time, because I believe the consultative nature of this business is what the skill is, and what contract I'm using is irrelevant.
All right. I don't agree.
I'm aware.
I think that as an agent, you should specialize in either buying or listing houses. And I think you do have to make it close to what your skill set is. I think you will naturally be better at one of them, and that's where you should specialize. Not saying like you should never, ever, ever do the other side. I mean, come on, that's like a little ridiculous, but like specialize in one, learn the nuances, and win.
Winning.
Winner, hashtag winning.
All right, Jen, I love it. This is going to have to be the end of today's battle. Do you think there was a knockout? Is Jen on the mat?
No.
Bleeding? Am I on the mat? Do I have a bloody nose? What do we have going on? All right, go to our Facebook page. That's Toe to Toe Podcast is the name of the Facebook page. Comment, vote. Who do you think won today's Toe to Toe battle?
Yes, and we hope you enjoyed today's battle, and we hope you heard something here that helps you get clarity for you and how you want to run your business. Thanks, Monica.
Thanks, Jen. See you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Toe to Toe Podcast. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get updates when new episodes are available. And we truly love feedback and would appreciate all likes, reviews, and suggestions for future topics.